Earth Science. On behalf of the Society of Earth Scientists, I welcome the friends from different organizations in India and our speaker, Jose Birra from Portugal. Our society is a very, very young society. You may consider in comparison to the other established societies in India and elsewhere, it is just a toddler. But we are very, very active, and our secretary is doing a wonderful job, and he's assembling the people from academia as well as from the research organizations and bringing out lots of publications. You must have seen those publications in a different walk of life. We have a very good collaboration with the Springers, and all those publications are brought out by the Springer. We are not only in the publishing arrangement with the Springer, but we are bringing out a journal also. So let us, on this particular occasion, on the 21st of July, we are going to celebrate the Geo-Conservation and Geo-Heritage Day. 2 years ago, we started this function, and we started a walk throughout India in the 6 countries, 6 places in the cities. Last year, due to the COVID, we had a restriction and a limitation, so we could not do this thing. But once again, Jose Birra has agreed to deliver a talk on this particular topic. And Professor Shankar has been very kind enough to moderate this particular session. So once again, on behalf of the society, I welcome our chairman, Dr. Rasik Ravindra, Professor S.C. Mathur, Professor D.M. Banerjee Saab, former Director General of the Survey of India, S.K. Vadhavan Saab, Dr. Joshi ji, and many, many people whom I know personally in the Geological Survey of India, and those who are active in the field of geology and doing wonderful job in their particular fields. So you all are welcome to this particular session, where we will be discussing about the geo-heritage and more by our learned speaker. Now I will hand over this stage, or you can see the session, to Professor R. Shankar to moderate this function. Professor Shankar, over.
Thank you, Professor Sharma. And good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is R. Shankar, formerly of Mangalore University, who will moderate the rest of the program today. After that warm note of welcome by the President of the Society of Earth Scientists, Professor Mukund Sharma. Just to make it an easy flow for all of us, I request all of you to mute your microphones. I think they're all muted. Second, I request you to switch on the camera so that we can all see one another. It's a wonderful opportunity in the times of pandemic, when we cannot meet personally, at least virtually we can see one another's face and then say hello or whatever. After the presentation by the speaker today, there will be an opportunity for all of you to ask questions at the very end. Kindly keep your questions short, pointed, and relevant. And also, I request you not to summarize what the speaker would be saying, okay? So with these few words, I would now request Dr. Satish Tripathi, the Secretary of the Society, to summarize the attempts of Indian geoscientists to conserve the nation's geoheritage. Dr. Tripathi, please.
Professor Tripathi, you are on mute.
Okay.
So I'm audible now, I think. Dr. Shankar, I'm audible.
Yes, you are audible. Please go ahead.
So just a brief overview of our attempts in the direction of conservation of our geological heritage a brief overview. Now, everybody knows, most are geologists, that we have India is having a extensive geological diversity, and we have oldest to very youngest rocks available in our country. So, just to coming to the geotourism and geotourism hotspots of India, 34 number of geosites have been declared by Geological Survey of India's National Geological Monuments, and we can classify these monuments along with other hotspots of India, that is fossil parks, mining, metallurgical and mineral sites, sites of surface physical features, panoramic view sites, and sites of geological significance to geoscientists. Now, what was happening actually, most of these geoheritage sites were away from the main centers of activities, that are cities and big cities. So more or less, if they are not protected, they were not destroyed also. But fast pace of population growth, development, industrialization, requirement of natural aggregates has endangered our geoheritage sites. One thing which is very important to note here, that while most of the cultural heritage sites may be restored to a larger extent, the geological sites once destroyed can never be restored. So conservation of our geoheritage sites is very, very important. Now, sensing this issue, Society of Earth Scientists took it on its prime agenda, and in 2019, 21st July, we organized a walk to save our geoheritage in 6 different cities: Hyderabad, Lucknow, Udaipur, Jodhpur, Visakhapatnam, and Chandigarh. And it was a very successful event. Unfortunately, as Dr. Mukund Sharma told, because of pandemic, we could not continue this event, but virtually we are doing it. Today is 21st July 2021. Now, just few glimpses of our earlier event. We have with us in Hyderabad, the current Cabinet Minister of Tourism. He has opened our walk. Now we are approaching him to help us in our conservation of geoheritage. He is understanding what is the need of the time. We are now, he has just been appointed as Minister of Tourism, so we are trying to contact him. This is event of Jodhpur. This is event at Lucknow. Birbal Sahni Institute of Paleosciences extended entire arrangement to organize this walk. Now this is the Jodhpur. This is Chandigarh. This is Visakhapatnam. Now I will be giving some case studies where even individuals, organizations, societies have done their bit in conservation of our geosites. I will come up with the first and most interesting site, that is Dinosaur Fossil Park in Gujarat. The Geological Survey of India in 1982 to 85 discovered this site, and after the discovery, lot of fossil eggs, and they have been unscrupulously digged and sold to common people. And then we organized, Paleontological Society of India organized a field workshop, and we met in 1997 with the state authorities of Gujarat, and they declared this site protected under Bombay Police Act 1951, because there is no other act available in India under which the site can be protected. Now, in 2019, the site was protected in 1997. Then one small museum was also erected. And in June 2019, a good museum has been erected, constructed, and Honorable Chief Minister of Gujarat inaugurated that museum. And here I will specifically thank Dr. D.M. Mohave, former Deputy Director General GSI, who was the discoverer of this site also. Since discovery, he was behind this site, and with his all efforts, the site could be protected. Now we wrote to state government that this site is fit for to be declared as UNESCO Global Geopark. So probably will be taking some action on it. Now another site which is in Madhya Pradesh, some local people, especially Mr. Vishal Verma from Dhar district, they have discovered these dinosaur eggs, and some fossil wood also from Cretaceous age. All these eggs and woods have been removed and sold into the market. And with you can see a lot of activity Mr. Vishal Verma and his associates have done to protect these important fossil sites. Now some museums have also been erected there. And I thank specifically Sri Vishal Verma. He is a physics teacher in higher secondary school. And since about 2010, after the 2008, after the discovery of these fossil sites, now several PhDs have been done. And we acclaim his contribution to the conservation of this important site. Now, Geological Survey of India has erected a Shivalik Fossil Park and Museum. Then this is the Meghalaya Cave of Meghalayan age fame. GSI also erected a board, and now they are also working to protect these sites. The another site is National Fossil Wood Park. These are all protected by Geological Survey of India. We thank GSI. Now, again in Vindhyan stromatolites, UP State Forest Department is protecting one site. Then another Jawar zinc and zinc sulfide and metallurgical remains. I thank Professor P.S. Ranawat of Udaipur, who was behind the conservation, and state or district authorities are partly conserving these sites. Now another Urvakal rock garden at Kurnool, Andhra Pradesh. We can see a very good rock garden, but unfortunately there is no information about the rocks. It is a rock garden, but no information about the rocks, and such sites can be converted very easily into a knowledge destinations. Now caves, there are 2-3 good caves that have been protected by state governments. This is Bora Cave, second largest cave of the world near Visakhapatnam. You can see cave is there, good protection and good arrangements are there, but geological details are erroneous. They say that this cave is 150 million years old. Similarly, another cave, Velam Cave in Kurnool district, you see everything except the scientific information. These things are lacking. Now, this is another case study of Ramgarh crater in Rajasthan. We wrote to Chief Secretary Government of Rajasthan requesting him to at least start with the protection of Ramgarh and this Jawar. We gave some guidelines also, and fortunately they took action, and now they are protecting and started developing Ramgarh crater. They have allotted some fund also. Now here we will thank Professor Manoj Pandit, who was all behind this issue every time and supporting and extending support to state government. Now another 2 cases I will show that Lonar crater is very well known impact crater in Maharashtra. Now local people have filed a PIL at Honorable High Court Nagpur branch, and the conservation of this site is under the guidance of the Honorable High Court of Nagpur. Similarly, there is a Society to Save Rocks in Hyderabad, which is not actually a society of geoscientists. They are working to save the topography, granitic topography of Hyderabad, and they have also filed a PI in Honorable High Court of Telangana, and they are struggling to save all these important structures. Now, just for example, you many must have visited Nile Island, this natural coral bridge. You can see the similar structure in Thailand. They have developed it as a national park. So there are a lot of scope of geotourism in our country, but unfortunately we are not able to tap those resources. Now, just another example, Red Sand Hill, district authorities of Visakhapatnam, they are protecting this site, and we thank Dr. Rajshekhar Reddy, who has always been behind this movement. Now, another example, just this is a section where in Anjar, Gujarat, where we have all the evidences of dinosaur extinction. This section was studied by global geoscientists. A new rail line was laid down and this section was destroyed. Our Dr. Lalit Thakur from GSI, when he was working in this area and saw this destruction of this very important site, he met state authorities, district authorities, railway authorities, and some protection measures have been done. Now, just an example, what is the status of our National Geological Monument? This is Mangampeta Berite. This has been declared as National Geological Monument, but the condition is pathetic. Now, why, despite of all our efforts, individual, institutional, society-based, we don't have even a single UNESCO or national level geopark. The main problem is that we don't have any legislation for conservation and management of geoheritage sites in India. So, sensing this, we met at INSA Delhi, jointly with INSA and the Society of Earth Scientists. We met and discussed, and we prepared a draft and status report along with draft legislation. Dr. Manjeet Majumdar and Ms. Vidisha, they have done a lot to formulate this draft legislation. We submitted this status report and draft legislation to Prime Minister of India and all related ministries. Ministry of Mines took cognizance of this submission, and they formulated a committee. Myself and Dr. Badhaman were also part of that expert committee. We redrafted this draft legislation of society and added few things and resubmitted to the ministry, and another a larger committee was constituted. They have also given their comments, but unfortunately still things are lying pending with the Ministry of Mines, and we are approaching Honorable Minister and Honorable Secretary Mines to take up the issue. Now, as told, just to popularize our geoheritage sites, we are publishing some articles, special issue. This is the special issue of Geography and You on geoheritage sites of India, and some articles on down to earth. Now, despite of all in efforts, we are still lagging behind. Very small countries are protecting their geoheritage. They have UNESCO global geoparks, but we are far behind in doing this, and we are approaching every corner of the government, and we are approaching everyone. And if we are not successful, we are bound to approach Honorable Supreme Court of India very soon. So I thank everyone for patient hearing, and I request everyone to be united and come forward for our crusade to save our geoheritage. Thank you very much.